Hello everyone, my name is Christian, welcome to my hobby blog. So today we are going to do a 10 most essential Criterion releases that I think each collector should have. We are approaching the Criterion Collection Barnes & Noble July sale, and that is coming this week. Actually, next Sunday. Today is June 29th, Tuesday. But by the time this video comes out, it'll be Friday. So today, it is Friday, July 2nd. And then this video, or the sale, is on Monday, I believe it starts, or Sunday. The 4th or 5th. I think it'll be the 5th. So that one's probably until August 4th. It's usually exactly a month. But I just wanted to not give just my favorite movies. I've already done that, but more things that I think each person should own. And so I went one per director because it'd be really easy to have, half of the 10 releases just be Kurosawa. And I'm not counting box sets for this video. I do have a special mention to my favorite box set, but that's about it. So let's just get started. So the first movie that I'm going to recommend is Being John Malkovich by Spike Jonze. So I love this movie. This is one of the weirdest movies that I have ever seen. I don't even want to talk about the plot, but for the most part, okay, I'll have to give light spoilers for like the first 15-20 minutes. So what's his name? John Cusack. He works in a new office building at floor like 5.5. It's a floor between two floors that only like specific people can gain access to. And he's a puppeteer. And so he's constantly like, his fingers are really fast. So he applies for a side hustle kind of job to become like a file sorter, to like alphabetize files in a filing cabinet. And a lot of weird stuff is happening in the office, and one day he discovers a tunnel that leads him to being able to see through the eyes of John Malkovich, the real life actor. And so that's why it's called Being John Malkovich. But I really love this release. There are a lot of interviews, and there's even a scene by scene audio commentary. It's not the whole movie, but a lot of scenes. But this movie is just really weird. It's a lot of fun. You do get that like film school in a box type deal with this release. So this is my number 10. So we're going to go descending order. So I'm going to put that here. So the next one, I think everybody knows this movie pretty well. It was a huge hit back in 2006. It is Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. I love Devil's Backbone a little bit more, but I think this is a more effective film. There's a great interview between Guillermo del Toro and novelist Cornelia Funk, who, if you don't remember, she wrote a lot of those like Inkheart books from like that you would see at the Scholastic Book Fair like 15 years ago. And they talk all about fairy tales and, all that. And the movie itself is really good. There is a 4K out there that just came out that I believe people say is better, but we're focusing on Criterion. So I really like this. I don't watch it often. It's not a movie that I can rewatch over and over and over again. But it is a really good movie. I think it's one of Guillermo del Toro's best films ever. I like Shape of Water a lot. Hellboy is good. Kronos is okay. Like, it's really good for like a debut author or director. But this is number 9. So Pan's Labyrinth. I want to move this. Just put it here. I want y'all to be able to see it. So the next one is one of my personal favorites of all time. If you're into cult films, or the Midnight Movie one that was the 70s, this is Eraserhead by David Lynch. One of my favorite Lynch movies ever. It stars Jack Nance as Henry, crazy hair guy. But And again, this is just a really quality release. It includes 6 short films by David Lynch from before he made this movie, which is his first movie ever. It's 1977, a really good year for film. Suspiria, House. I'm trying to think what other movies. I recently had a conversation. I was actually talking to Daisuke Beppu, who is a really great YouTuber on here. He owns the entirety of the Criterion Collection, including all the Laserdiscs, DVDs, all of that. And he recently had a video talking about the best decades. And I said the 70s, of course, is my favorite decade. But I talked about how awesome the 1977 was. And so this is included in it. There are a lot of special features on this. There are documentaries, lots of interviews with people involved. So it also includes a chapter from the Lynch on Lynch book, which one day I'll own. But this is another like film school in a box. And that's what makes Criterion really good, in my opinion. Because, for example, I'm going to review this soon, but I just finished up the Forgotten Gialli box set. And there really aren't any special features on that. While on like a Criterion release, it's a chunky release. It's like really heavy. There are a lot of special features. I'm just opening it up. That's what the font looks like. I love the visuals in this film. But this is the book that comes with it. It is pretty long. You can see all the essays that are on there. So I haven't gone through everything on here just because, you know, I like watching the movie more. But again, this is a really quality release that I think everyone should own. That is if you are into weird David Lynch. So this is my number 7. Or number 8. Yeah, 8. Eraserhead by David Lynch, 1977. So the next one is one that I think is really accessible, but it is not an English language movie. So some people may have, you know, the inhibitions towards, you know, reading subtitles. I don't think anybody should have issues with subtitles, but I do know some people do. It is Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. This is one of my favorite South Korean made films, and Bong Joon-ho is easily the best. I love the movie I Saw the Devil, which is another director, The Chaser, but I think this is, if Criterion had to release one movie by Bong Joon-ho, it would be this. They're releasing more by him, though. Like, Memories of Murder just came out, which will be on sale this month. But I really like this film. I don't get why they included a black and white edition, because the colors are really, like, specific in this movie. And so I'm curious what black and white would be. But this is really good. I think everyone should watch this. My favorite Bong Joon-ho movie, just to get that out of the way, is Memories of a Mother, and The Host, which is, I guess, a homage to the creature features. So this is Parasite, number 7. So the next one I think is a very important film for horror film genre history, the history of the horror genre, and that is George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. This is filled with special features. There are audio commentary tracks on here, I believe. No, there isn't. But they do have the original film print, like, of the movie called A Night of Anubis, which was the, it's a work print edit of the film before they put in, you know, a bunch of the effects or, you know, the editing. So I don't know too much about work prints, but there are a lot of interviews on here with George Romero and many other filmmakers, such as Frank Darabont, one of my favorites, Guillermo del Toro. So, you know, you can see how Criterion kind of links together these releases to make you look at the greater picture of film history, which my favorite thing about collecting. And Robert Rodriguez, who he made Spy Kids, which is all I know about him, and a few other movies that I'll just have to look up. But this is a chunky release. Again, there are no booklets. Oh, yes, there isn't. It comes with a poster, which one day I'll hang. But they're really good. I really like the this edition. I love the artwork of it. So, it has the zombies. So, I love the black and white, like no other colors. Definitely pick this up on the sale if you have money for it, of course. The next one is another cult film that it depends on if you're willing to watch weird movies, but it is David Cronenberg's Videodrome. It's about a like a television station. It's like one of those piracy stations where you don't know where they are filming all this stuff, and it causes like weird effects when you watch it. It's kind of like The Ring, or The Ring. When you watch the videotape, weird stuff happens, and I love the packaging. It looks like a cassette, a VHS cassette. You can see it on the back here. It has that look, but I really like the set. I love the slipcover. It looks great on the shelf. It has really great coloring on it, so I haven't seen too many of the special features on here, but I have listened to the audio commentary with David Cronenberg. So much more made sense after watching that. But they also have a short film by him on this set, so again, Criterion just knocks it out of the park with the special features. But this is really important in my eyes in the horror film genre, so I highly recommend this. So next one's a Japanese film. So this is one I've talked about before, so I won't dive too much, but House from 1977. So I mentioned this earlier. I love it. It's really weird. It's an acid trip of a film. I love the special features for it. There aren't many of them though. There's one documentary on it, and then they have one of his short films on here that he made before this movie that kind of allowed him to really craft his filmmaking style, which I love. I highly recommend watching that before this movie, actually, because you kind of get it, like what this director is trying to do. I love it. It's a really short movie. It's 88 minutes. You cannot beat movies that are less than 90 minutes, and it's a horror film, so it's a lot funnier than it is scary, but this is a must-have in my opinion. This next one is a movie that will make you feel good. This will make you believe in humanity. It will warm your heart. It is David Byrne's True Stories. I am ambivalent about the actual essays of it because it comes in like a big newspaper like of the essays for this film. And it also includes a bunch of like actual newspapers that appear in the film, which is cool. I like it, but I wish I could just read the essays without having any issues of having to read it like a newspaper, because all the pages are mixed in, so it's annoying. But the movie itself is just wonderful. It's about a fake town in Texas that they are throwing the like half-decade centennial or something, where they're gonna have a talent show basically, and they have a lot of musical acts. This is John Goodman, of course. You can see his face. It's his first starring role in a film, and he's great in it. But this movie is basically a musical from 1986. All the music is written by David Byrne, who was in the Talking Heads. It's amazing. I love it. So definitely pick this up. This next one is one of my favorite movies of all time. Tampa, I've talked about it before, by Juzo Itami, 1985. But it's a really warm movie. I love it. It's all about our relationship with food, whether it's for like medical purposes, whether it's something that we use for love, for sex. There's a very awkward sex scene where, I don't even want to spoil it, but they give, you can kind of see it. I love how it's done on the disc. But I believe this is a poster that you can have. I don't think there are any essays on it, so there is a documentary on it that the director made of it while filming the movie that went through the beginning of him writing the script all the way to the theatrical one. And I highly recommend that. It's a really great release. But there are a couple interviews with world-class chefs who worked on this film, because there are a lot of shots of people cooking, and so they'll have extreme close-ups to the food cooking and the finished dish, and you're gonna be hungry. Make sure you eat, or at least are eating, while watching this movie. It's amazing. It's one of my favorites. I highly recommend this. This is essential for everybody. I don't see enough people talking about it. It's becoming more popular now because I am noticing a lot more people owning it and recommending it, and so I'm really happy to see that it's finally getting its due. So, Tampopo. So before I show the #1 release everybody should own, I'm going to shout out my favorite box set, and I have a surprise coming up in regards to this box set, but this is the Zatoichi Blind Swordsman collection. It's 25 films in one box set. It comes with a really nice, like, essay book that also summarizes each movie. But in the beginning, it talks about the behind the scenes and why it's important to the to Japanese film. But I really love the artwork. Probably better be on this side, where you can see like highlights of the movies. So that's a really cool one where he sees the reflection in the sword. But this movie series isn't as bloody, but there is blood in it. So I have a I don't know whether to confirm it now or not, but me and Under Nightmare Leon is his name. We are going to be doing a film-by-film analysis of the whole series. He hasn't seen it before. I've seen it. I saw it in 2018 during the summer, during the month of May. I had my final exam like May 9th, May 10th, and May 11th was the first day of summer, and I was like, I'm going to watch all these movies. And so I watched like 2 or 3 a day for like the rest of the month, and I finished it. We're taking our time with it. We're going to watch, for the most part, it's 4 movies a week, but we're going to do a intro video talking about, you know, the samurai genre in Japan. And then we're going to talk about, you know, what movies we've seen in the genre, what we like about it, all that. And then and then I'm preparing a lecture. I'm trying not to make it like too dry and like annoying, but I am getting some notes together to discuss the film and the series. I'm hoping just the first episode where we talk about movie 1, and maybe some Kurosawa films. We haven't really decided yet, but I'm excited for it. It's going to be really fun to see his reaction as he goes through the series for the first time. So hopefully we both don't burn out of it, because some of the movies get repetitive. And that's okay, though, because I think the main actor, Shintaro Katsu, is one of my favorite guys. He's very charismatic, always fighting for the common guy, and it's just like an all-around great guy. So I'm excited to watch all these. So we won't even be starting that until like mid-July, so you're gonna have to wait a bit. We have a schedule set. I just have to do my final preparations. There we go. So the final movie that I think everyone should own, it is a film school in the box. You learn about everything when watching the special features, but it is Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. Everybody should own this. It's a film school in a box. This is the product, I think, or release that Criterion has done the best job on, because it comes with a very large booklet. First of all, look at Toshiro Mifune right there. He looks so awesome. I love the artwork on this set. But it comes with a very chunky book that goes into the behind the scenes. You can see the banner of the Seven Samurai. You can see Shintaro Katsu and Takashi Shimura. I believe it's Takashi Shimura. Toshiro Mifune, I believe, is him. But it comes with, you know, a bunch of essays about the cultural significance of this movie and Kurosawa in general, while also having, you know, my favorite artwork and the shots in the film. It comes with 2 discs. The first disc is just the movie. It's a 3.5-hour movie, so you gotta make it a day of it. You're not gonna regret it at all, because to me, this movie works great as a way to really just sit back and immerse yourself. There is an intermission, so you can take a break, but I really love this movie, and disc 2 is all supplements, which comes with a lot. It comes with part of the very long documentary series. Creating Life is, let me see. It is wonderful to create, which is like a multi-part documentary about every movie that Kurosawa has done. Throughout all of the releases of Kurosawa's movies, they take a part from that documentary and put it into that specific movie. So for Rashomon, you see part of that interview or that documentary in Rashomon, and in the Dreams release, they show the Dreams portion of that documentary. It's a very long documentary. From what I've heard, it's like multi-hour, like something. But this release is film school in a box. It is one of the best releases, I believe. I think everyone should own it. It's one of the best. So I hope I didn't go too long. I hope you guys are excited for the sale. I am. I'm not going to go too crazy with this one, but I am going to be picking up just a few more releases just to round out my collection, because it's going to be September's or October's flash sale is what I'm going to be spending big bucks on. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you.